I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We're here at the LTE Asia Forum in Singapore, and I am speaking with Mr. Ramez Younan from Orga Systems. How are you today, sir?
Very well, thank you.
Fantastic. Listen, for our first-time viewers, why don't you give us a brief overview of Orga, where you're positioned within the ecosystem?
Thank you. Orga Systems is actually the leader in real-time charging and rating. In fact, Orga Systems invented prepaid billing, and they have invented conversions billing. So some of our customers on conversions have been there for life for 5 years already.
So prepaid billing was actually very much of a game changer within the entire ecosystem. Really opened up so many doors for MVNOs for sure, and the list goes on and on. But things have kind of changed in the last maybe 4 or 5 years. And so where are you positioned now, and how do you navigate for the future?
Actually, prepaid is pretty much still alive. In fact, if you look at globally, there's about 87% of the population in the world are still on prepaid. In fact, here in Asia, it's bordering the 95%. The challenge is not only prepaid or postpaid, it's actually how do you do conversions, because now we have the data explosion. You have to have a system that is able to be providing data, voice, content, application, videos, and so on, that all in convergent environment, because you have the same customer has the same needs. And therefore, you need to have an agile platform that is capable of both give you the functionality of what was used to be postpaid and prepaid in a convergent environment, but also the scalability that a traditional prepaid platform has and no one else has.
Has there been a change with the amount of new devices that have come to market in respect to the prepaid model?
Absolutely. I mean, whether you're prepaid or postpaid, you can have access to smartphones. So there is a myth that people with prepaid do not want to have or cannot afford to have smartphone. But what more proof than Asia, where you have 30% of the population are using smartphone, even though they are 95% on prepaid. So in reality, the growth of smartphones and now even the tablets is pushing the same consumers. The prepaid or postpaid has become just a facility of how to pay for your bills. But in reality, the consumption is nearly the same.
You're presenting here at the summit over the next few days here. What exactly are you speaking about, and how is that inevitably a driver for your business?
I think LTE is providing a huge opportunity for operators, not only for their own telecommunication business, but all the other industries that lined up to be able to be connected or mobile. So you have, just in the last 2 years, 2 billion more connections have been added for the telecommunication operator. 52% of them are in Asia. Additionally, you have a telematics industry that's going at a 27% CAGR. In some regions, the utilities are smart meters are going on 57% CAGR. You have expectation of 200 million users of mobile payments in the next 3 years. So all of these number of connections are going to congest more and more the networks, which already have causing a challenge for the operators to be able to provide the access at a decreasing or more competitive rates. So the reality is, how do you manage this? You have to manage the different revenue streams, and you don't want to have a different separate platform for each industry or each service. And at the same time, you need to be able to control your cost that is expected to quadruple over the next 4 years. So the challenge and what we are providing for the community and the thought leadership with our products is to be able to control the spending on your network using our policy management suite. And this way you are able to redistribute your network resources over different types of services, different types of time of the day, different types of consumers, depending on their tariffs in real time, and at the same time integrated to a fully integrated real-time rating and charging that you're able to provide in real-time tariffs and campaigns in a personalized way to your customer. Both these two things will do a be a wonderful customer experience for your customer, and therefore it's going to reduce the churn, reduce your cost of sale for new prepaid in this region specifically customers, and therefore your EBITDA will grow again.
Normally my last question is to ask you what are we going to see from Orga in the future, but I think that you pretty well just answered that question by defining the entire billing life cycle through to, you know, what new devices inevitably are going to be coming online if they haven't so already, but the idea that your systems are providing the ease of use for the operators to make sure that their revenue streams are unaffected.
Exactly. So on top of what we've been doing, so now we have about 350 million subscribers on our telecom platforms. And what we are actually doing now in 2011, we have also entered into two new segments, and that being is the mobile money payment for the financial services industry, as well as the utility, for the energy sector and the utility market. So it goes without saying, you know, 2012 onwards, more industries, same problems, better solutions.
So I'm going to switch the final question that I normally do ask and go with, if there are other providers that are members of the ecosystem that need to have access into the operators from a billing standpoint, is that something that they would go to you with to make sure that that information is easily read by your systems?
I think there are two ways of doing this. It's either what we want to avoid is that the operators are building different infrastructures for different services, for different industries, and repeat the mistake that happened in the 1990s where we had silos systems. So what we are able to do is provide one platform that can scale for any multiple industries or services that you as an operator can provide. On top of that, we are enabling as well those operators to provide these systems in the cloud, and this way they are able to sell services whether in partnership with over-the-top players or by themselves.
Ramez, thanks very much for taking the opportunity to speak with us here today at the LTE Asia Forum. I hope we get a chance to have another fluid conversation again in the future.
Thank you, Tony. Pleasure to be here.
I've been speaking with Mr. Ramez Younan of Orga Systems. I am Tony Sklar at the LTE Summit with bnetTV.